I'm Robbie Nelson. I'm a sound engineer at Rack Studios. So I've been lucky enough to work with people like Beck. I mean, that was a highlight for me because I've just admired him for so long. Recently I've been working with John Newman. That was very cool. Sarah Brightman. A band called The Delays, and Jarvis Cocker's first solo album as well. So I got started after coming out of Alchemea. I was lucky enough to get a job at Wessex Studios. I mean, it's pretty legendary. Just working for Mike Hedges, who did U2 and Travis. Started off running for him and quickly worked my way up to assisting and then engineering. Then I started going freelance. Was lucky enough to work with a band called The Delays on their second album, engineering that, which we engineered at Rockfield and Real World. So that was a major, brilliant experience for me. After that I ended up coming to Rack Studios and started off assisting here and worked my way up here as well. Working at Rack's brilliant. I mean, it's a proper old school studio. It looks like the 1970s. It started in 1976. It looks exactly the same as it did then, and it's a real family vibe. It's not corporate at all. The studios are owned by the same family that have always owned it, and it's just, you know, it's always going to be here. It's one of those sort of immovable objects. It's perfect. Everyone comes here because the gear's amazing. It's exactly as it was. Everything works, and the rooms are just amazing. The rooms, you couldn't hope for a better room to recording, really. So we're in the legendary Rack Studio 1 with the absolutely amazing API desk. At the time, the biggest ever built, from 1976 I think it went in. It makes my job so easy with the room out there and this desk, and well, obviously the mics we've got, but I need to do very little. It just makes everything sound amazing. So I think part of the reason I chose Alchemea was probably the realistic sort of style, of course. I mean, it was really intense. You can get into the studios 24/7, so you're never barred from actually learning. The studios are always available to use, and it was just a lot more realistic than maybe going to a university. Studying at Alchemea, well, that was pretty intense, full on hours, great lecturing. I mean, they've got the great desks and there was workstations for everyone, but they also had the great mic collection, so it sort of enabled you to get a head start on learning for different mics, and you'd experimented a bit on how they worked and what you could do with them. I mean, advice I'd give to people trying to get into it: go to Alchemea. It gives you an amazing grounding in what you're going to end up doing, and it gives you the knowledge that you're going to start at the bottom. I mean, for people we always end up with assisting at Rack, the runners and assistants, by far and away the best ones are always from Alchemea, and we know what we're going to get. I mean, in this day and age, knowing Pro Tools to, I mean, a really high operating standard is sort of imperative. You can't get away with being an engineer and not knowing it these days. You've just got to never give up. If you've got to persevere, if you're starting out these days, it's harder than ever. You will get there in the end if you work hard. There's still big studios to go to, and try and get as much experience in them as possible, because as good as bedroom recording is, there's nothing quite like going to a proper studio and drums and strings in a proper studio in a proper room on a desk like this. It just makes so much difference.
It's like you opened up the scar and healed it.